And now for my parting shot. Let's be clear. This is not an anti-Catholic diatribe. It is an effort to look at the facts behind a vast and troubling crisis that has been festering in the Roman Catholic Church for decades. This business of sexually preying on children by members of the church has got to stop. But first, there needs to be some understanding of what has gone on, what has been permitted, what has been swept under the rug, and by whom. To grasp the enormity of this issue, one need only look as far as the National Catholic Register to see what those within the confines of the church itself are saying. Register publisher Michael Warsaw penned an article entitled, "A Scandal of Silence. The Church Needs Swift Action and Purification." Quote, "I am appalled, angry, and saddened that clergy would violate their vocations and the innocence of so many young people," wrote Warsaw. As with most scandals of this type, they can be boiled down to just a few simple points. 1, the crime is one thing, but the cover-up is another. And 2, the fish rots from the head down. Somebody somewhere must take responsibility, or paraphrasing Harry Truman, where does the buck stop? In an 11-page letter, Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano said that church officials have known about and covered up D.C. Archbishop Cardinal Theodore McCarrick's criminal activities. In other words, this is not news inside the Vatican. It's just seeping out to the laity now. While Vigano did not offer any proof of his allegations, his comments have that certain je ne sais quoi of truth. After all, he was in a position to know and has nothing to gain by laying his own church to waste. Perhaps this is the reason his letter sent shockwaves through Rome. Indeed, it is a scathing indictment of the cover-up. Now, in terms of the fish rotting from the head down, we know that all this didn't start under Pope Francis, but he could have ended it. And that is the crux of the matter. There is just no way in hell that someone ascends to the top of the Vatican without at least some knowledge of perverts like McCarrick and their criminal behavior. The Pope could have ridden in on his high moral horse and said, "There is a cancer upon the rock of St. Peter and it's time for an exorcism." He could have also begun a large, prominent official inquiry to clean up the hellhole that's been dug by these deviant priests. Better, he could have forced the church to come clean and kick out the depraved. But he did none of this. Pope Francis did not rip off the Band-Aid. He merely waited and remained silent. While it's not in the Holy Scriptures, surely the Pope has heard of the Edmund Burke quote, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." Considering the Pope's ecclesiastical jurisdiction, his apostolic succession, and the etymological meaning of his title as Father, Francis has a high and holy calling to do better. Otherwise, as Burke so aptly says, evil triumphs. And that's my parting shot. Coming up this week on LibertyNation.com, a Democratic Socialist candidate for New York State appears to have falsified her bio. NAFTA is history in Mexico, and Border Patrol snags 20 illegals hidden in a tractor trailer. So stay tuned to LibertyNation.com, where truth is making a comeback. I'm Lisa K. Donner. Thanks so much for watching.
Truth is making a comeback. Visit us at LibertyNation.com.